about organizing. Can anyone in here tell me what the first thing that pops into their head when they hear the word organizing? Yes, Anna.
My mother.
Your mother, does she like to organize things? Yeah. Anyone else? Audrey?
Being neat.
Yeah, neat. That's one. And Victoria?
Color coordinating.
Color coordinating. That's some way that people like to organize. The first thing I thought of when I heard the word organizing was something that wasn't organized. Something that is very disorganized. Okay, so I thought of at home, does anyone have a drawer in their house that looks something like this? A lot of people, do you have a name for it?
The junk drawer.
The junk drawer where everything's just kind of mixed up. And this is not my drawer because I thought about taking a picture of my drawer, but then I'd actually have to organize it to take an after picture, so that seemed like too much. So, someone who already organized theirs. So before, it's disorganized, everything's kind of everywhere. You may not even know what you have in there. Sometimes you'll go through it, find you have stuff that you didn't even know that you owned. So if we organize it, what would you do to organize something? What's one way that you can organize something that's messy like this, if you look at the picture? Yes?
Take out all the trash or like the little bits of paper that got tossed in there.
Yeah, some of the things that just aren't necessary you can take out. If you look at their picture here, they put things basically into different containers or different compartments. Does anyone know of a reason why organizing something is good? Like, what's an advantage of your drawer looking like this over this? Yes, Victoria?
It's easier to find things.
It's easier to find things. That's right. Anyone else think of any advantages to having a clean one other than it just being nice to be clean? I wouldn't know. Yes, Anne Marie?
It doesn't stress me out to look at it.
Yeah, so it's a little bit easier to look at and easier to find things. So, just like we can organize things in our daily lives at home, keep things clean, we can also organize things when we're reading or when we're writing. So today we're going to talk about ways to organize things that we've read. There's lots of different ways to organize things, and they're all types, but we're going to look at a couple, and then we're going to focus on one. We'll come back to more in the future, but we'll just look at a couple different ways that people might organize something. You can make a cluster web where you put your main idea in the middle and different ideas on the outside, so you can see what is the main focus and then what are the things that kind of support your main idea. Or some people might make a T-chart comparison. I don't know if any of you have made this before, where you compare two things and you put the characteristics of one thing on one side and the other on the other so that you can tell the difference. Today, the one that we're going to be focusing on is a Venn diagram. Has anyone in here made a Venn diagram before? Yeah? So this is a way to compare and contrast two different things. When we look at a Venn diagram, what we're going to see is that the things that are similar between the two things will be in this middle section here, where the things that are not the same will go on the outside. So when you are comparing, you are looking for similarities between two things, and when you are contrasting, you are looking for differences between two things. Some of the words that we might hear when you're comparing are things that are alike, they're the same, they're similar, they're both, they have something in common, or one thing is also like the other. In contrast, we have things that are different. One thing is one way, another is not. So these are words that we might hear when we're going to compare and contrast something. So we're going to read a story, and as we're reading it, we're going to be hearing about two different characters, because when we use a Venn diagram, we can use it to compare characters, we can use it to compare two different stories to each other. So today we're going to compare two different characters. So I'm going to draw a Venn diagram on the board, and as we're reading, if you think you hear something that can be written on our Venn diagram, I want you to raise your hand, and we'll talk about it, and if it can be on our Venn diagram, we're going to have you go and write it on the board. So when we're done with the story, we'll have a Venn diagram about the two characters that are in our story, talking about ways that they're the same and ways that they are different. So right over here, I'm just going to draw. It's going to be two big circles that probably will look more like ovals. One. Can someone remind me what's going to go in the middle section? Yes. Rebecca, sorry.
The things that are the same.
Things that are the same, and then on either side, we're going to have one of the characters. So let's look at the story now so we can find their names, and we'll put them there so it's a little bit easier. Our story is going to be called Same, Same, But Different, and we are two characters. I'll write right now just so we have them. Kailash, and Elliot. So, as I read the story, if you hear something that they have in common, you can raise your hand and I'll have you come right up. Or if you have something where they're different, you can write it in there as well. Okay, so our story is called Same, Same, But Different. In art class, I painted a picture of my world. My teacher mailed it across the oceans. Whoops. A boy drew back with the colors of the sea. This is my world. Same, same, but different. P.S. Who are you? This is me. My name is Elliot, and I love to climb trees. My name is Kailash, and I love to climb trees too. Same, same, but different. Yes.
They both like to climb trees.
Yes, would you like to write that on our Venn diagram for us?
I would like to.
Awesome, thank you so much. Yes, Audrey.
I know a difference.
Yes.
Is Elliot the girl?
They're both boys.
Oh, they're both boys? Okay,
Yes.
sorry, I can't see.
It's okay.
That's the same.
They're both boys, yes. All right. That is my treehouse where I play. I live in a red brick building with my mom, dad, and baby sister. I live with my family too, all 23 of us. My mom, dad, sister, brother, grandmother, grandfather, aunties, uncles, and cousins. Yes.
One difference is that Elliot has a family of 4, and Kailash has a family of 23.
Perfect. Would you like to write that on the board for us? So under Kailash, he has a family of 23. And Elliot only has 4 people in his family. Awesome job. And our animals. So apparently they also have animals with them. I have pets too, but not as nearly as many as you. Same, same, but different. Does anything think of a similarity or a difference that we just heard? Yes, Victoria.
They both have pets.
They both have pets. That is a similarity. Would you like to write that on our Venn diagram for us? So they both have pets. They have different amounts, but they both still have pets. A great river flows through my village. Peacocks dance under trees shaped like umbrellas. The sun is giant and especially hot here. In my city, the sun hides behind buildings as tall as the sky. Taxis, buses, and cars fill the streets. Can anyone think of a similarity or a difference in the places that they live? Yes, Audrey.
Well, he lives in like the city, and then Kailash lives in like a hot desert-y type area.
Awesome, yeah, 'cause I think he's from India. So if you would like to write that on the board for us, that'd be awesome. So yeah, look what he looks like. He might live in a really big city here in the United States. Here, there are few cars and still too much traffic. Same, same, but different. Oh my goodness, I think Kailash is riding an elephant. That's pretty crazy. I ride a bus to school with my friends. So do I. Same, same, but different. So their buses, that are buses, look kind of different, but they both ride
Buses.
perfect. Does someone want to write on the board that they ride a bus to school? Anyone can write. They ride a bus. Suzanne Marie, perfect. Thank you so much. Their bus definitely looks different. There's way different where he lives. This is our alphabet, and this is our alphabet. Same, same, but different. So both of them have alphabets, but they don't really look the same, do they? My favorite class is art, where I can be anything. My favorite class is yoga, where I can be anything. Same, same, but different. He's looking at a lion. Interesting. This is how my friends and I say hello. He has an interesting handshake. Clasp, shake, secret spiral, snap, bump. And this is how my friends and I say hello. Namaste. Same, same, but different. We're best friends, even though we live in 2 different worlds. Or do we? So he has all the pictures that Kailash has given him, and he has all the ones that Elliot's given him. Different, different, but the same. So at the end here, they realize that they both live in the same world. So, On our board we didn't write all of them, but we have a lot of things that they have similar and different. Because at the beginning they thought they were completely different, but by the end they had realized that they're more alike than they had thought. So awesome job with that. So next we're just going to do, by yourself, you're going to have a piece of paper that has a reading on it. Instead of comparing characters this time, we're going to compare two different stories. These stories are very similar, but they have some differences. So on the back we have a Venn diagram for you to write some of the similarities and the differences that you see. Can I have a volunteer to help pass these out? Thank you. So we read the two stories, and then on the back we'll have similarities and differences. And if you finish early, if you can think of something else that you want to compare, you can do that in your extra space. If you think maybe you want to compare yourself with the person that's sitting next to you. I bet you can think of a lot of things that are similar. Does everyone get a piece of paper?
You're not colorblind.
Awesome. So let's make sure we read it, and we'll write things that are similar and different. If you want to talk to the person sitting next to you, make sure it's really polite. Thank you so much. If you need any help or anything, you can raise your hand, and I'll be right with you. Awesome job, guys. Give you a couple more minutes, and then we'll go over really quick. Couple more seconds, and then I'll just ask for a couple volunteers of some of the things that they saw look the same or different between the two stories. Because if you've read them, you probably realize that they're pretty similar. As long as everyone's got a couple written down, I think we're good. Can someone raise their hand and tell me a similarity between the two stories that they saw? Okay, the slower animal ran the race. Yeah, they had a common moral or a theme. And any other similarities? Yes.
They both raced.
They both had races, for sure. Anyone else have a different one? Audrey?
They both took place in the forest.
They both had the same setting. Awesome job. Can someone tell me a difference between the two stories? Rebecca?
Well, one difference was the animals.
The animals were different. Yeah, we had two different types of animals going on. Any other differences that people thought of? Yes.
Well, the toucan kept doing like flips in the air and tricks while the rabbit just slept.
That's a good difference, actually, yes.
They had two different types of races.
There are different types of races. So even though they were really close, they weren't quite the same. So it was a super good job you guys did. Can someone, while we're finishing here, just remind me of a reason why we might organize something like this? Can anyone think of a good reason we might do something like a Venn diagram, Rebecca?
To help us understand the story better.
Yeah, it can help you understand the story better. Anyone else think of a different reason why you might do it? Victoria?
Because if you have to like write about the story, you can have it there as like a comparison, like
Yeah.
contrast.
If you're going to write later about what you're reading, then a diagram or some other graphic organizer will help you be able to see things more clearly. Well, that was a great job, guys. Later we'll learn about different types of our graphic organizers other than Venn diagrams, but you did a super great job. Thank you.